Another pro tip: credit reporting agencies are required to conduct an investigation of a disputed item with the furnisher of information. The bankruptcy court should be the furnisher of information, not some third party source such as Pacer or LexisNexis, which is what they usually do. The pro credit repair companies are relentless in disputing a client's bankruptcy details and verification. If you don't have the stamina and persistence, then you can consider hiring a top expert. But be aware that no one can guarantee success to you. They can only guarantee that they will try their best. It would be ludicrous, if not dishonest, to guarantee what someone else, in this case a credit bureau, will do. Anyone who guarantees to get your actual and true bankruptcy deleted is a liar. Learn from Robert Smith's success story. Here's the true story of how one man, a Mr. Robert Smith, was successful in getting the Chapter 7 bankruptcy deleted off his report. As of now, and it has been 4 years since, it has not reappeared on his report, so it looks like a permanent success. After opting out and having the address removed, his third step was to send a letter disputing the public record, the bankruptcy, as someone with a similar name. Not only is his name common, but when he was in school, there was another student with the same name and birth date as his. Now that he's an adult, this is a loophole he used to his advantage. Upon first request, Equifax deleted the bankruptcy. TransUnion and Experian did not, so he continued his work. Pursuant to Rule 1005 of the Federal Rules of Bankruptcy Procedure, all documents filed with the court are to contain only the last 4 digits of an individual's Social Security number or tax identification number. Robert then filed a motion to seal all documents that were filed with the court. Under the Federal Rules of Bankruptcy Procedure, a debtor's full Social Security number is filed with the original petition and filed under seal. This means the only information released to third parties who aren't directly involved in the case is your full name, your address, and the last 4 digits of your Social Security number. Robert sent a letter to the clerk of his local court in the Eastern District of Virginia. It, along with the clerk's reply, is very interesting. Here it is. Dear Clerk, my name is Robert Smith, and I am writing you because an entry appears on my credit report which states that I filed bankruptcy in your district. Could you please explain to me how this might occur? From my understanding, only the last 4 digits of a debtor's Social Security number are released to third parties, pursuant to the Federal Rules of Bankruptcy Procedure. Any information you can provide me would be appreciated. Sincerely, Robert Smith. The reply letter from the clerk was as follows. Mr. Smith, the United States Bankruptcy Court for the Eastern District of Virginia does not provide any information to any credit bureaus. All information they obtain is via third party. You are correct that pursuant both to federal statute and the Federal Rules of Bankruptcy Procedure, only the last 4 digits of a debtor's Social Security number along with their full name and address can be released. In order to obtain a debtor's full Social Security number, a third party must file a motion with the court to unseal documents related to a case. This would be very unusual and does not happen on a regular basis. I hope this letter is helpful in your matter. Sincerely, Clerk of Court. So armed with this information, Robert wrote to TransUnion and Experian Executive Office staff. Remember, the address associated with his bankruptcy was no longer on his report. Here's what the letter said. Dear Mr. and then the executive's name. My name is Robert Smith, and I am writing you about an entry listed on my credit report, which I have tried to have removed. Apparently, someone with a similar name to mine filed bankruptcy in the Eastern District of Virginia, and it appeared on my credit report. Through your dispute system, I recently filed a dispute stating that someone with a similar name had filed this public record, and it was not mine. Unfortunately, it came back verified and is still listed on my credit report. Frustrated, I decided to contact the bankruptcy court, and they informed me that they do not provide anyone with the debtor's full Social Security number, and they do not provide any credit bureau any information relating to any bankruptcy cases. As you well know, it is a violation of the Fair Credit Reporting Act to report erroneous information on a credit report. I ask you, remove it immediately. Sincerely, Robert Smith. As a result, he received a prompt reply from both Experian and TransUnion. Please note, he addressed the letters to a specific individuals, taking care to look up the correct spelling of their names. Both bureaus deleted the bankruptcy off his credit report. Subsequently, he was able to dispute all the accounts that said included in bankruptcy. Abbreviation for that is IIB. Because the bankruptcy itself was now gone, several weeks later, all of the IIB accounts were also deleted. Please note that he first made sure that the old address tied to the IIB accounts had been removed. Robert said he saw quite a nice jump in his credit scores and was able to proceed to refinance his auto loan into a lower rate and payment, as well as lower the rates on his credit cards. The basis for his argument was that without full Social Security numbers, the creditors could not tie the bad public record and bad accounts to him. He was also careful in his letter to the clerk of the court not to state anything that was false. You might want to go back and read it again. Be careful that you do not lie or commit fraud to a court of law. Even though Robert Smith had the bankruptcy removed from his credit report, it does not necessarily mean it is no longer tied to his actual Social Security number. If he were to apply for a mortgage, the bank or lender would have the title company do a search, which is likely to reveal the bankruptcy. The bottom line is, by having the bankruptcy and other baddies removed, Robert raised his credit score and saved money on consumer loans. But to buy a house, he will need to wait the 24 months required by FHA. Conventional loans required 4 years. Having a higher credit score will help him qualify for a better interest rate on his mortgage and a lower premium on his insurance.